Hi friends, today I'm going to reveal yet another secret from my singing journey. How do I break down and learn difficult songs? Now whenever I learn a new song, even if it is a difficult song, I'm able to grasp the nuances very easily. So usually I just listen to the song maybe once or twice and I'm able to replicate each line with its nuances. Of course, it takes a little longer to memorize the song, get each nuance perfectly and all of that. So that is a different matter of practice. But the first step of listening to a song and immediately understanding all the nuances and being able to sing it then and there without too much of struggle, that is what I'm going to talk about today. So how do I manage to learn even a difficult song very easily, and what are some of the steps that you need to work on to make singing a more easy and enjoyable process? I'm Pratibha Sarathy and you're watching VoxGuru's YouTube series. If you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe to this channel right away. It'll make me really happy and give me a lot of motivation to keep creating great content for you. Now the first thing that makes a song feel difficult is when it has too many notes, right? For example, if we listen to a tune like Sona, Sona. Now there were so many notes packed into just a few seconds, right? So that becomes quite challenging because it is not only our voice, but our mind also has to move at a really fast pace to process all the notes and then sing it in the correct pitch. So in such cases, it may be a little difficult to learn the entire line in one stretch. So what you need to first do is break it down into smaller segments. That holds good for any song. Okay. So for example, if the tune is Sona, Sona, how would you break it down into phrases? First phrase is So. Then second phrase Na. Third phrase Sona. Now in case you're getting confused within a particular phrase. So for example, So. If you have any doubt in that phrase, you can further break it down into the notes. Try to feel each note. So. So every note you should be able to sing it very slowly first. Only then it means that you are fully clear with what you're singing. Speed is something which will automatically happen. Okay, don't worry about the speed. Speed is the easier thing to achieve. What is more difficult to achieve is the clarity. So make sure you have full clarity on each and every note that you're singing. Even if you are not translating the notes into swaras, it is still okay. Of course, if you translate the notes into swaras, you will develop much more confidence in what you're singing. But even if you are not doing that, at least you should be very confident about the sound of each note, the position of each note. You should be able to grasp the pitches very correctly. Now, in order to do this kind of a breakdown of a song, you need to have one more very important skill. The skill of listening to a tune and slowing it down for yourself. And I mean without using YouTube's tools. I know YouTube has a tool where you can reduce the playback speed to 0.5 and all of that. I don't want you to use that, okay? As a singer, if you want to be independent, if you want to be able to learn a song purely by ear, you should have the ability of listening to a fast tune, processing it, slowing it down for yourself and singing the slow version. So for example, if you listen to a fast phrase like this, you should be able to slow it down immediately like So whatever YouTube is doing using software, you have to do it manually. If you are able to develop this skill, then trust me, you become very, very independent. Any tune that you hear, even if it is a complicated sounding tune, you will be able to simplify it for yourself immediately. Now, one more experience that really improved my grasping skills were my live classes with my teacher. You know, the special thing about live music classes is you don't have all the time in the world to figure out a song. Now, if you're sitting on your own at home with a YouTube video, you know that, okay, you can spend all day trying to decode the song, trying to figure out what is going on. You don't have any pressure or any target on your back. But when you're sitting in a live class with your teacher and the teacher is singing a line, you have to repeat it then and there. You have to get all the nuances then and there, right? Maybe if you make a mistake, the teacher will correct you once or one more time. But after a couple of times, you yourself will feel that, okay, I need to get it right. At least in my case, I am very, very conscious that I should not make my teacher repeat the same line too many times. So maximum within 1 or 2 times, I try my best to grasp what she's teaching. So my mental alertness is at a very, very high level. My focus is at a very, very high level so that I'm able to quickly grasp whatever she's teaching. So this exposure to the live environment has trained me a lot in being able to pick up songs instantly. And that ultimately helps me even when I'm learning a new song from YouTube. The second aspect that makes a song difficult is too many gamakas, right? So for example, take a tune like this. Mere dhol na. So how do you break down this kind of a line, which is full of glides and curves and oscillations? There are absolutely no plain notes, right? So how do you break this down into phrases? So the basic process remains the same. You have to again break down the phrases and slow it down. So how would I break down this? Till here I can try to learn first. Then now this particular skill of identifying gamakas very clearly is something I greatly developed from my Carnatic journey. Now in Carnatic music, we have this practice of learning every new raga first through swaras, swara phrases. So for example, if we learn something like sa 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 ni da re sa ni da da pa ma ga ma. So you see how we are applying so many gamakas to the swaras themselves. We are not singing the swaras in a very plain manner. We are actually bending the swaras in different ways based on the particular raga. So learning this through swaras actually gives you a great deal of clarity. And after that, when you sing the lyrics with the same kind of gamakas, it makes it much easier to understand which syllable has to be oscillated, which syllable has to be plain, which syllable has to be glided, and so on. So this training in Carnatic music, where you learn so many varnams, right? I always advise Carnatic students to learn as many varnams as possible, because singing a composition through swaras is a great experience for you to perfect your gamakas. So if you want to solidify your understanding of gamakas, if you want your ear to become more sharp in recognizing not only plain notes but also moving notes, then I would definitely recommend to take up a pure classical form, either Carnatic or Hindustani. In my case, I have been intensively training in Carnatic music, and it has really helped me make my ear very, very sensitive to every little movement of a note. But of course, this method works only if you are learning it the right way. I have seen students who have learned Carnatic music for even 10 years, but they have no clue about the 12 swarasthanas, they have no clue about what exactly is the movement of a gamaka and so on. So if you are just learning in a very mechanical fashion, then any number of years will not help. But if you are learning the right way, where all these aspects are clearly discussed and executed, then it will greatly improve your understanding of gamakas. But remember, you can understand gamakas only if your plain notes are very strong. If you are struggling with plain notes itself, then please do not attempt gamakas yet. Okay, because gamaka is nothing but a movement between two or more notes, right? It is like singing different notes for a very short time because you are moving very fast between them. So unless you are clear with your plain notes with all the 12 swarasthanas, you will find it difficult to develop clarity in your gamakas. Okay, so always give enough time to your basic foundation, master your 12 swaras first, and then gamakas will become a lot easier and more enjoyable. Hope you enjoyed this video and got a good understanding of how to break down a song and how to develop your own musicality so that this experience becomes much easier. If you want to kickstart your musical journey and take it to the next level, please join VoxGuru's live Carnatic curriculum. We have a very rigorous and exciting program in Carnatic music where we not only train you in Carnatic music, but we give you all the fundamentals of music itself. Right? There are many universal aspects about music that everybody should know, regardless of whether you want to pursue Carnatic or Hindustani or light music. there are certain fundamentals that you need to be very, very strong with. So that is how our curriculum starts. So it starts off very universal, and then gradually it becomes more and more core into Carnatic. Okay, so I'm sure you're going to really enjoy this curriculum, which has been very thoughtfully designed. So please drop us a WhatsApp message right away and we will get back to you with more details. And we also have a voice culture course if you are looking to develop certain vocal skills. So for voice culture, of course, we expect some amount of musical background already, because we will not be focusing on the music fundamentals here. We will be focusing more on the vocal technique. So we would expect that your pitch and rhythm to some extent is already learnt. So if you are an absolute beginner, I would suggest Carnatic vocals. If you are already experienced for a few years in music, then you are most welcome to explore voice culture as well. And also don't forget to download the VoxGuru app, where we have plenty of self-learning courses in Carnatic music, Hindustani, voice culture, ear training, and a lot more. So there is plenty of exciting content for you there as well that you can start learning right away with the click of a button. So please go explore all of this, and I'll be waiting for that WhatsApp message from you. Take care and see you soon.